We've got something really special today. We were able to sit in a new MINI Countryman JCW and simply explore the new MINI OS9 infotainment system. This new experience is going to be standard across the line. That includes the MINI Countryman, which we're going to take a look at today. It also includes the new MINI Cooper EV, the J01, that's made in both China and the UK in a couple years. It'll also be standard, as expected, on the J05 MINI Aceman electric crossover, and perhaps more important for a lot of folks, it is standard on the revised F56, which is the F66 petrol-powered MINI Cooper. This is Gabe from MotoringFile. I hope you enjoy this. Give us a like if you do, and subscribe. Welcome to the brand new MINI John Cooper Works with MINI OS9, which is a brand new operating system that, of course, is housed in this center display. Circular display, almost circular. There's a cutout here. You've seen it on MotoringFile for months now. We had a chance to play with it early in Munich. We're now seeing a near production version. I have to stress this is not full production. This isn't a pre-production Countryman, so there are plenty of asterisks here as we walk through this. But let's take a look really briefly how it all works. One of the things that's pretty interesting about this is it carries on that concept of left-right scroll, which is, in a sense, a really nice way to create consistency as I roll the windows up here. So you've got weather, you've got your music that was just playing, you've got your information about the MINI itself. There's some things that, I'll be honest, I don't know yet. This looks to be some form of active safety. Yes, it is, driver assistance, so there you go. And to that point, let's take a look what is in driver assistance. So right now, we can just go to the settings. So we've got feedback for steering. Let's take a look at the driving. So speed limit exceed, driver assist, lane guiding with navigation. So this is some of the L2 assisted driving plus, some of the level 2 technology that we see in this new MINI, which is very, very cool. So let's go back to the front. We're getting ahead of ourselves here into the main screen. And of course, you've got your clock. And this is how it ends. This is how you know you're sort of at the end of this navigation. So we went through the whole thing. Let's take a look briefly at how this looks in app mode. Not unlike a smartphone, you've got a bunch of apps, all infotainment. So this is a filter, vehicle, recently used. Not bad, right? You see one thing here, CarPlay. We have also Android Auto. We're running CarPlay right now. This is actually my phone. And as you can see, it's a really nice, almost square layout, and it works well. In fact, I would go so far as to say it actually works better than the typical wide screen that we see on a lot of cars. Really, really dig this. Let's go back to home. And now let's take a look at the navigation briefly. So augmented view is on there. Yes, there's an AR augmented view as you're turning. It actually shows video in front of you and lays an arrow on the road in augmented reality sort of fashion, which is really awesome. There's also a 3D view with buildings, which we don't see right now. There's other videos up on MotoringFile that show that, but as you can imagine, very, very cool. So now let's take a look at what this looks like through the different experiences. So here we have Core. This is your main experience. Let's go up one to Go-Kart, and this is the JCW version, and there's the sound. Love it or hate it, that's the sound. Let's go to Core. So you're not only getting interface, you're also getting sound, you're getting light throughout the cabin, you're getting projection from up here as well that sort of floods light into this fabric, and it changes the way it drives in some cases. So JCW throttle response is sharper, for instance, adaptive suspension is sharper. It does all the things that you'd think it would do. In so core mode, great, right? Green, of course, this is what you would expect. It is all about efficiency, down to how throttle response is, etc. Now, vivid is one that's described as party mode. So up comes music and it immediately plays what you were just listening to. In this case, yes, it was Drake. So that is just for fun. Let's see if we pop it into timeless. Music stops. Interesting, right? Now this changes. No, not quite. We're just gonna pause that. So we are in Timeless, and when you see Timeless, the map is actually one of my favorite visuals. It is kind of amazing. I mean, it's almost like this old school parchment look. Absolutely, you know, inspired by that original Mini design. All right, let's dive into balance. So the very cool thing about balance is if your Mini is equipped with the massaging seat on the driver's side, which is, by the way, the only place you get a massaging seat as an option, you immediately feel the massaging seat. So it actually is part of balance. So that's what I mean by these themes, or these experiences are actually tied into the functionality of the car in a really interesting way. So we now have not only sound, we not only have driving characteristics, but it's also environmental things that these experiences will do. Okay, finally, let's take a look at Trail, which is unique to the Countryman. This is got a vibe, a little bit of classic, with a touch of sort of, you know, obviously trail, off-road, nature sounds, etc. This one is a really, again, I think it's beautiful. Maybe visually my favorite on the map side specifically. So that's a quick look at experiences. Other than that, I mean, you know, we've got what you'd expect. I mean, HVAC here, which is off. You've got CarPlay, which we just saw. Home goes back to home. Once again, we're going to pause that. This goes into navigation, and you can see it turned off again because it's timing out, of course. We're going to pop back into this. You can see my phone is now starting, and it's starting up. So really interesting little ways to show you progress, which is very, very cool, in my view at least. So it's very, very cool when you think about what it's actually doing so quickly. So this is your main area, and you can also, I believe there's a way to actually edit this. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like yet. Of course, here's your profile as well. So that is a quick way to change your profile, login, etc. And then a lot of people asked about this. This is your HVAC, which is currently off. And I'm baking in here. So you've got temperature control here. So very quickly you can pop that up, pop it down. Very helpful on a hot day. Heated seat, heated steering wheel. Over here you've got the same. Now it's kind of cool. It actually does change color as you do that. Now one thing it doesn't do is the green, the red and the blue don't move with your finger. But of course that is a touch bar. So it is a quick way. There's no menus here. You just click and you change your climate control. So I think Mini's done a pretty good job there, which is really nice. What's off mean? Well, off means different things to turn off, more or less. I mean, we can deactivate drive off support, all of this stuff. So that's a quick look at the interface and sort of how you can control most everything, but not everything. So let's really quickly take a look at driving settings. So you can change sound. Yes, we can change sound here. Of course, your auto stop start, you can only deactivate it once, which is a shame. Drivetrain chassis. This is another one which, sorry about that. Driver assistance, I mean. This is another one we've already seen. This is probably pretty evident to you what that does. But there's a lot here from a configuration standpoint. Experiences we've seen before, doors, locks. This is all fairly straightforward. Some things are calling out now, which I think is kind of cool. Data privacy, of course, displays, and Mini Connected Store, which will eventually, and this is kind of interesting, be a bit of an app store. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a bit of a game changer eventually. So that is Mini OS9 in the 2025 Mini Countryman JCW. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. We have a ton more coming on this new generation of Minis at MotoringFile.